Hello folks, unaccustomed as I am, no. So today I went to a Moderawi show and didn't intend to buy anything, but I'll go back with something. But first off, here's some clips from the show of the Japanese content available, well, things on show.
They do have like really fancy, that's probably like this fancy.
Hope you enjoyed those short bits. I don't tend to do much filming at shows these days, just purely because so many people do, and I don't think I add anything to it. So, yeah, I do the bits that interest me particularly. Met some very cool people today, of course. One of which was Mr. Tim Dunn. I met Marshall Sugar Andy and had a good chat with John and Piccadilly Moderawi as well. I did see two people I want to say the lady's name is Paris. Is it Paul and Paris or something like that? I think I saw them walking around. I saw Richard from Tracy Attic walk around. Didn't want to bother any of these people particularly, so I didn't sort of go bounding up. But I think I saw someone else as well I recognised. But yes. Top of my list, my personal list, again, it has to be meeting Kato-san. And he was something I knew he was going to be there because he'd made me promise to take the diorama board, promised to make a diorama board to take there, which I did. So I knew he'd be there. So I thought, do you know what? I need to take the box set that started it all for me, which, as some of you will know, is this one, SR Yamaguchi. This is 10-1499. This is the very first train pack I got from Kato. It's the first steam engine I got from them. It's the first Japanese train I had, period. It's in here. Last time I had a trip out to a show just as a visitor, because it has been to exhibition with this layout. Was to be seen and held by Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider, upon his visit to him and his wife Joyce's visit to Getz last year. It was last year, wasn't it? Yeah. Do you know what? When you get to my age, the years all roll into one. So yes. So today it came with me because I thought I know Kato-san very kindly signed train I brought Tings this year. I thought I'll see if he'll sign this for me, and he did. And there is his signature in kanji. And then he very kindly wrote me a message that I didn't realise. I didn't expect that at all. And it's he'd remembered from the letter I wrote him how important this train was to me, this item. And it says on the top, Christopher-san, forever have fun. And it's just, yeah, I am so blown away with this. Yeah. What I'm planning to do is, I don't know if it's something you did in the States or anywhere else you may be watching this in the world, but over here in the UK, probably don't do it now, but when I was at upper school, wasn't called. I kept calling it high school at the time because I was, had a junior, middle, infant, junior, and it just was called the school, but for the upper school. But we used to have to cover our books in the first few years, and various wallpapers, wrapping papers, all sorts. But one of the ways to do it is there's like a clear plastic film you can get, which just sticks. And I think I'm just going to get some of that and cover this, because you can see it's getting a bit tired anyway. If I cover the whole thing, it protects that ink, keeps it there then. But yeah, that's a bit of ASMR. ASMR model trains. These are the top of my nails. But anyway, yes. So this leads me as a nice little segue to a question I was asked on my previous upload, which was what made me, inspired me, what made me build a Japanese-based layout. So the happier version of the story, because it can have some very sad times, and we're not going to go into that, but basically the happiest version of the story is I tried UK trains. I in Engage, and basically found the quality to be wanting quite a lot. Farish's tends to be good, so leave you to draw your own conclusions there. And we'd had, when I went to Rower Circle in 2004, and a British person who had worked in Japan for a few months, I think it might have been 2 years or so rather than a few months, but he worked there for a time, and he was a train enthusiast, so he took lots of pictures of all the trains, lots of pictures of the museum, trains and museums, that sort of thing, the locomotives museums and stuff, and he put on a show for us, telling us all about, showing us the slides. Now, I had heard of the bullet train at the time. I think most people have heard of the bullet train. I now know to call it a Shinkansen, for instance, but that's one of the differences. But the big thing was he opened my eyes to the fact there was more to it than just the Shinkansen. There was the regular trains that ran on narrow gauge. And that sort of set something in my mind. But then I mostly did British trains for many, many years afterwards, but I always struggled to settle with a theme for the layout, what was inspiring me. So much inspiration, more too much inspiration, not being able to think of it. There was a bit of an unpleasant incident with when I had thought I'd finally settled on something, and basically the incident was unpleasant enough I didn't want to be in the hobby anymore. I thought, look, I've struggled this much, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'd been playing a game called Trains, spelled with a Z at the end, train with a Z at the end, and basically there was some Japanese stuff in there, and I thought, oh, okay, we'll give this a try, because I remember the Rower Circle thing. And so I was ready to leave the hobby, and I'd been streaming this, and one of my viewers said, you can get models of those. No. Yep, sent me a link. Okay, how big's your board? Oh, it's this size. And he did the one for the layout that the unpleasantness has started over. And yeah, basically he designed what would become the first Japanese layout I did. Picked up this for it. Was absolutely stunned at the quality of it and how well it ran, especially with the steam engine. And that's been my, steam was my only interest. I didn't really have an interest in electrics and diesels and things, but this was the gateway. And as I got going, I got some electrics, got some diesels, started to become more a fan of those. Which today I don't mind, as long as it comes from Japan. I don't really mind at all. I like them all. I love them all. And from there, that was just before COVID, and then during COVID, I watched my first Studio Ghibli film, Spirited Away. followed by My Neighbor Totoro. Started falling more and more in love with the culture and the history and everything, you know, the people, the land, the myths and legends and stuff like that, and started watching a few more things, trying to learn without learning it from anime, trying to, you know, actually learn the proper history. Got into looking at yokai. I did start watching anime a lot more anyway, and it's just sort of exploded from there. And nowadays I can't imagine my life without Japan in it. And you know, I respect that it's not a theme park for me. It's not a, you know, it doesn't exist just for my benefit, but it does benefit me an awful lot. At the same time, I can't deny that it makes me very happy to be looking at something that's Japanese, or, you know, learning about yokai particularly. I've really taken to learning about yokai. I find that fascinating. I think I just love the different stories and that about them, which is why I wanted to theme some bits on here to various animes, and I want some more yokai bits to put on here. But yeah, so that's I hope that answers the question. But yes, it's been a bit of a rollercoaster journey in places, but quite pleased. You see the Mononoke Hime dagger there, wooden. I'll quickly add. But yeah, it's grown to quite a collection. So yes, hopefully that answers the question. If not, please say it. I'll do a whole separate video on it. But yes, but that collection has grown today, unexpectedly. I picked up from my friends at Train Tracks, thanks to another friend, Jake, purchasing my SECR bird cages. I have no use of them anymore. I was able to pick this up. Now this is the 2300 series EMU. This is the 4-car basic set, so you've got the old ones there. And say, I wasn't intending to buy anything, but I've come back with this, and there is a YouTuber whose channel name escapes me entirely at the moment. I'll have to find it and drop a link in the comments or something, or afterwards, just to make sure. And I know that he really loves these, or really loves this company's trains. I think he's got quite a lot of them, and I know it runs around Kyoto. I think I've chosen it just because I've watched quite a few of his videos recently. I love his energy. He is so enthusiastic. It's amazing. And I love the colour. I think it's such a smart livery. Also, you're going to get some nice close-up once it's on the layout. And yeah, I think it's beautiful. I really do think it's a beautiful train. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing it run in a moment. So shall we get to that bit? Right, I'll spin you around and off we go. So here it is on the track, front end there. Try and give it a focus. There we are. Absolutely gorgeous, it really is. That's the one with the motor in it. And to the rear car. For the sake of completeness, there's the view of the rear lights. So let's get it running. Sorry about that. Sorry about the camera. I'm trying to do this one-handed. So yes, let's get it moving, as I say. I'll get it up to running in speed and do some shots as it does its first loops. So overall, I can say I'm very happy with that. Very happy, as usual, with the Kato train. So I'm going to run that in now and enjoy it. But yes, so thank you for watching. Arigato gozaimasu. Take care and sayonara.